Hey, what's up? I'm El.P and welcome back. Today we're checking out the 2018 Nissan X-Trail, in other markets known as the Nissan Rogue. It's a mid-size SUV offering from Nissan. It's been positioned between the Nissan Qashqai and the larger Niro. It's been a popular car in previous years because of its practicality and its pricing. And same goes for this here third generation facelift. It competes against other 5 to 7 seater cars like the Toyota RAV4, the Mazda CX-5, Honda CR-V, and the Subaru Forester. But it undercuts the rest in pricing. Being that it's kinda a big car, it's good that it has parking sensors. And you have your reverse camera right here to help you with parking and stuff. And where you think might have the boot latch to open your boot isn't here. It's all the way down here. And even for me, it gave me an issue trying to look for it and get it. You get a powered tailgate in this version, but you can still get without a powered tailgate. And the tailgate is adjustable for if you want to lower it, if you're a shorter person, and such stuff. Getting here in this car, you have 7 seats, but you can drop the rear seats in both levels. The second row seats can be dropped flat, and the third row seats drop flat to give you a nice flat floor. And you can actually sleep here at the back. If you just kunja yourself kidogo, you can fit here at the back and maybe even put a second person if you want. I like that you have this really nice big space here where you can sit and watch your kids when they're having a game, or go and see nice views when you're going for your road adventures and such stuff. The space you get here at the back is pretty good. You can put a number of suitcases here for your whole family and some more. Underneath, you have more storage space. And if you go under that, you have this really clever way they've stored your spare tire. And I like that it comes as a spare tire even when it has third row seating, which most cars don't come with. CX-5. For connectivity, the only port you have is a 12-volt cigarette lighter kind of port. And that's it for stuff. You can tie down things, and yeah, that's it for here at the back. Second row seating is pretty good. I like how the door opens pretty wide, and it's a very big space to help you move in and out, especially if you have kids, for the third row seating. I won't get to the third row seating because I won't fit. It's basically for small kids and pets. The seats are adjustable. They move back and forth. They recline. And to drop them, this is two-step function, which I don't know why they put it there, but you do that. Then there's a pull tab at the bottom here to make it go down flat. You take it back up, it's just a flip of the finger. And to recline, you pull that tab there and you get a nice reclined seat. You have child seat anchor points on both outer seats, so you can have child seats here easily. And near there's so much space here, you can even have those really bulky ones that face backwards. Getting in and getting comfortable. I have loads of knee space and loads of head space. I'm about 6 and you can see how I fit in here. For storage spaces, you have backseat pockets on both outer seats, so they didn't skimp on that. And for the big bottle test, it actually fits on your door card here, snugly, which is really good. You get 2 cup holders on your center armrests here. And this I like because now you can load longer items to the front from the back. Having 3 guys here won't be a squeeze because the car is pretty wide. So you have a lot of practicality space here at the back. One other thing that I like is the floor. Under the floor mats, you have this kind of like rubbery mat they've put in the car. So it will be very easy for people who have kids, or if you go to a muddy place, you can clean the surface pretty easily. The only thing I don't like so much is that the window doesn't go all the way down. That's the only gripe I have here at the back. But other than that, yeah, I'm giving these guys a B+. For the spaces here at the front, you have a really nice big space here to put your phone or keys and whatever. Coming back, you have 2 cup holders, and it has this really smart thing where on one side, if you have the AC on, you can blow cold air or hot air into your cups to either keep them warm or cold. And you can either switch to allow it to blow or not allow it to blow. And it has vents to push air on both sides. Smart. But when it comes to the front door cards, the big bottle test, it fails. You have enough space for things, but still can't fit my big bottle. On your armrest here, you have more space. You can store a lot of things. It's a really good size storage bin. Then on your glove box, again, good enough space to put your bits and bobs. Coming up here, you have your sunglasses holder to put your sunglasses and such stuff. You have really big sun visors, pretty big sun visors, and both of them have vanity mirrors and they're both illuminated. So for your passenger princess, she can check herself out even in the dark. Materials on the doors, you get soft touch material on the top part, then plastics all the way down. But on the armrest, you have this really nice soft material that I really like. Same here, soft materials, and even the seats are pretty comfortable. And for wear and tear, like the back, there's not much wear and tear. Only on the driver's seat there's a bit of wear on the bolstering, where getting in and getting out happens a lot. On the dashboard, similar thing. Soft touch material at the top, then plastics all the way to the bottom. So easy to clean, easy to keep, to maintain, and all that stuff. That's it for practicality. For connectivity, you have a 12 volts cigarette lighter kind of port here. You have another here under your armrests. And in some systems, you can actually connect to the multimedia system here at the center with your phone wirelessly or wired. The steering wheel looks really nice and good. On the right hand side, I have my multimedia buttons. On the other side, I have my call log and stuff. If the car was fitted with cruise control, you'd have your cruise control buttons and settings on this left hand side. On the dash, you have your rev meter on one side and the speedometer on the other side, plus your heater gauge, which I like because now you can see if your car is overheating or not. It's to help you prevent or to help you stop before anything catastrophic happens. Coming down to the center bit, you have a really big screen here. You can change it to whatever you want to do for aftermarket stuff, and I would definitely go for that. Under that, you have your HVAC manuals. They're all buttons, so you don't have to second guess anything. Just press whatever you need to do and things go as they should. Visibility is pretty good. You have a big rear view mirror. The mirrors are an okay size, and you have this 360 camera system that's there even on dial. When you press a button, you can see all around your car. First things I would do is I would change the cameras because they're not so clear. You can get aftermarket cameras that make everything a bit clearer here inside the car. A big shout out to the speakers or the system in this car. It's very clear. The only thing I would add is maybe a small subwoofer to give it a bit of that bass. But other than that, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. It comes with a host of fundamental safety features as standard, but most advanced driver assist tech were optional in higher trims in most markets, and even earned a top safety pick rating from the IIHS. Nissan spares are usually relatively more pricey to its Toyota counterparts, but not significantly compared to its competitors. And it being popular just helps with availability of parts, so you need not worry about that. Common reported issues on the X-Trail are: one, the paint. Some cars you find the paint chips pretty easily from stone chips and all that stuff. Second thing is rust. You get rust on the wheel wells and you get a bit more rust under the subframe. The most significant and common issue is problems with the CVT transmission, from complete transmission failure or overheating, especially during long drives or when going up hills. Signs and symptoms are shaking during acceleration, delayed throttle response, and a humming noise while driving. So do your research, add an extra oil cooler, and do preventative maintenance where needed. My personal opinion, I think this X-Trail is a really good looking car, especially the facelift. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Is it a looker or not? Should you buy this? Well, for the money, it's really hard to look elsewhere. Just shop around, look for a clean unit like this, and do preventative maintenance where needed. And you'll have yourself a solid choice of a mid-size SUV like this. If the X-Trail does not tickle you enough, here's a playlist of other mid-size SUVs you can check. I'm El.P, and I'll catch you guys there.